What's the most insane coincidence you've ever experienced? In college, I had been dating a girl named Rachel. We were young, inseparable, and convinced we'd be together forever. But life had other plans. After graduation, I moved across the country for work, and she stayed behind to pursue her own dreams. We tried to keep in touch, but over time, we drifted apart. Eventually, we lost contact completely. Fast forward 10 years. I was living in Seattle, settled into a pretty mundane routine, when I got caught up in one of those random chain reactions you don't think much about at the time. It started with a detour on my way home from work. There was construction on my usual route, so I ended up taking a completely different road through a part of the city I rarely visited. As I was driving, I noticed a woman walking alone near an intersection. Something made me pull over and ask if she needed help. She told me her phone had died and she was trying to get to the bus station. It was getting dark and I didn't feel right leaving her there, so I offered to give her a ride. She was hesitant at first, but eventually, she agreed. We didn't talk much on the way, but when I dropped her off, she thanked me like I just saved her life. I shrugged it off and didn't think about it again. Years later, Rachel and I reconnected through a mutual friend. We met up for coffee and spent hours catching up. At one point, she got really quiet and said, "Can I tell you something crazy?" She told me about a night years ago when she'd been in a really bad place, struggling with her mental health and feeling like she had no one to turn to. She said she'd been walking aimlessly, debating whether to get on a bus or do something irreversible. Then, out of nowhere, a stranger had stopped and offered her a ride. She told me that random act of kindness had completely changed her trajectory. As she described the night, my stomach dropped. It was me. I was the stranger. We sat there in stunned silence, trying to process it. What were the odds that a random act of kindness towards someone I didn't even recognize would end up saving the person I'd once loved?